Hey everybody, it's Katie Harris, owner and CEO of Nursepreneurs, and this is an episode of the Nursepreneurs Podcast Marketing Edition. So very excited to have you here. And today's topic, so we're talking about marketing for the next however long, because this is such a big topic, and the what you do marketing, like putting the business together is one thing, but getting people into the business is a completely separate thing altogether. So it can be much difficult and it can make or break what you're doing. So one of the features that we're going to talk about today is Webchat. So Webchat is a very powerful feature. And when I first started with web chats, I actually joined this online course, and they were showing you how to use ManyChat, which, that was, I think that was like 4 years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. And ManyChat back then was the go-to thing that you used to connect like Facebook users and that kind of stuff. And it had this way, the bot had a way of like sending messages to people. And it was kind of, it was, we'll say now it was a primitive. It was very advanced at the time, but a primitive way of interacting with people. The problem is that the web chat bot got confused frequently, and people would play around with it, and they would say stuff to it, and just make ridiculous comments to the bot, and the bot would get super confused and all that kind of stuff, or it would start sending messages and it wouldn't stop saying the same thing over and over again. So since then, web chats have come quite a ways, and now it's more kind of instrumental. Like a web chat is absolutely something that you need to have on your website, and there's lots of different places that you can get web chats. There's Chat HQ. We offer a web chat on NOLA, and that's what I'm gonna show you what we have and how it works. And the real benefit of using it. So regardless of where you get a web chat, you have to have something on your website, because you don't want people coming to your website without a way to connect with them or to answer their questions. And you want the questions answered in real time. Like, it's really important that somebody sends a message and something responds immediately. So historically, that would be a contact page, right? So a lot of people have contact pages on their website, but a lot of people don't even know where those contact page web forms actually go, which is another problem. So they don't know where the web page goes, the contact information gets lost, and then that lead is gone. The other thing that web chat replaces is a lead magnet, right? So the whole purpose of a lead magnet is to collect an email address and potentially a phone number. And web chat just does that because somebody wants their question answered. Lead magnets have gotten harder and harder over the years. Like back in 2018, 2019, all you had to do was put a button up that says, give me your email address, and people would join your email list because it was novel, it was new, it was interesting, and they wanted to hear potentially what you had to say. But and then over the years, sign up for my newsletter wasn't very compelling anymore. People don't want to give you their email address anymore because they get sold, right? Basically, you can buy lists from anyone, and they buy lists from people who collect emails, right? So that's how it happens. So if you put your email in somewhere, you'll start getting, like, you might potentially start getting harassed with spam emails and, buy this, buy that, and God knows what email list you end up on or where they sold it. So that can be problematic, and people don't like that. Like, I don't like it. I get hundreds of spam emails every day because God knows what email list I'm on or have been sold to. So people don't like that. So now your lead magnet has to be extremely compelling in order for somebody to exchange an email address. So you have to, we basically did a virtual summit to get people's email addresses because it was so difficult to come up with a compelling lead magnet that somebody would exchange their email address for. But now, at this point in time, we have web chat, right? And web chat is a compelling reason for somebody to give their email address. And they're very much more apt to do it It's easy. They get an immediate answer. It's very responsive. They can find out the information that they're looking for. And there's two ways to do it too. So you can have it automated, right? There's ways to automate the bot to answer frequently asked questions. And Chat HQ is pretty good with that. Chat HQ will integrate with our NOLA system, and it can be very dynamic and can respond to a lot more questions than a simple web chat. We used it. It was a little too complicated for me. Like I have a little bit of entrepreneurial ADD and I couldn't focus. There were so many things that I could do with it that I was paralyzed by choices. So, we let it go, and just for the sake of simplicity, decided to just stay with the standard NOLA chat that we have. So I will share my screen so I can show you. I just want to pull up this one of our websites that we have been using this on. I'll pull up our Philly Wellness Center so that you can see how the web chat works. And yeah, that I think will be really helpful. And you can see it's pretty amazing. Philly, oops, that's the back end of my WordPress. You don't want to see that. It's a nightmare. Okay. And there it is. All right, so let me present my screen here. Let's do entire screen. There we go. All right, so here we have, this is my website, and down here we have the web chat, right? So in the bottom right-hand corner, this is just, it's recognizing me, so you can customize some values. Welcome back. It knows that I've been there, which is a little creepy, but it knows that I've been there. How can we help you today? And when you lift it up, it automatically asks you for your name, email, and phone number, and then you can put a message in there and send it. So it's that simple. And then once it gets sent, we actually have a group that responds in real time to all messages. And this is something that we can do for your account as well. So I forget how much it is. It's several $100s a month to respond to every single email. And it's from like 8 to 8, Sunday to Sunday, 7 days a week, they will respond. And I can show you what that looks like as well. Let me see what, I'm going to get in the right account. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm in the right place. And there, this is the account that I want to be in. What they will do, I want to pull up our frequently asked questions. So inside of NOLA, which is built on Go High Level, so that's the underlying system is Go High Level, and here we go. So we have this service called Eliza, and so we do this for our clients. We build out the Eliza. You have to be an agency in order to do Eliza service, and then we have people who follow up with all our messages. But basically, we put together all these, questions, and if this question comes through, then our live leads will answer the questions as they come through. And if they don't know how to answer it, then I get a text message. And they'll say, so-and-so, I just had this today. They sent me a message and they said, so-and-so wants to know if you do electromuscle stimulation. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And, send her to XYZ calendar so she can book the appointment. So, that would have been a lead that I missed because I've been running around all day doing, whatever. Who knows what I've been doing. But I would have missed that lead completely had Eliza didn't pick it up immediately and then respond to it. So they're real-time interactions that we have by utilizing web chat. So it's amazing. When I first used it for nursepreneurs, I remember thinking for a couple years before we had it, I'm like, I don't really get all that many emails. And then we set Webchat up, and that's why we had to put together a group to manage the Webchat, because it ended up being a full-time job, because we get tons and tons of emails. And I want to show you one of the reports that we get looking at the Webchat volume. And every month I'm like, yeah, we need to keep this going, because it's really important. So, for you, if you're just starting your business, even if you're just starting your business, or especially if you're just starting your business and you're the only person in the group, it's really, really important to have responsiveness, because it's the number one issue that and reason why you don't get the clients, so the number of clients that you should be getting, because they are finding you, they are coming into your atmosphere or your sphere of influence. But if you're not available to answer their questions, and who can be there all the time, right? You can't always be on Instagram, you can't always be on Facebook, you can't always respond to an email the second it comes in, or a text message. Like, it's a job, it's a full-time job, and somebody needs to do it. So it is really important to have that resource, especially if you are a single person working in your business. It becomes all that more important. So here's live reporting. All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull this up so that you can take a look at what it is that we do. It's taken a second to load here, but yeah, so the web chat is going to be a really, really important aspect of this. All right, let me just grab this and pull this up. I want you to see how messy my screen is. Okay, let's start there. Now with web chat, entire screen. Sure. Okay. So here's what we're looking at. So in terms of web chat, and what we're looking at is the total number of conversations. So there were 5,619 conversations, and 328 appointments booked, and 1,693 leads. I absolutely cannot manage all of those leads on my own. It's like physically impossible. 81% came from SMS. We got stuff from Instagram. So if you're wondering if Instagram actually works, people were messaging us from Instagram. People responded to emails. They would call us. That was another thing. We never had a phone number before this, but now we have a phone number, and they're able to call. Facebook, and then other. And then how did the conversations end, basically? So. And this is something that you can see in the dashboard as well. I want to show you that in 1 second. But you can see also the number of appointments that were booked. And again, these would have been all appointments that got missed, because nobody can be constantly on social media or constantly on. I mean, you actually have a business to run, right? This is a whole business in and of itself, to manage web chat, to manage leads coming in. And it's a catch-22, right? Because you need the leads in order to have a business, but you can't run a business if you're constantly catering to new leads. So you do need to set this up early. And when you drive traffic to your website, one, you're able to capture a lead, and then potentially have that lead taken care of if we're managing the leads for you. So I want to show you one of our dashboards of how we can measure the success of those leads as well, because that's important. Let me get back to And it was a real eye opener, I think, as well, because I was able to see from the dashboard. This is one of the reasons that we ended up adding having our group answer the phone as well, because not so much for nursepreneurs, but for My Philly Wellness, it was really, really important that they answer the phone. Let me get to, whoops. Because we were missing all of those phone calls, and people get annoyed. You know, it's annoying when you call a business and the person doesn't answer. Like, it's really annoying. All right, so we can set up your dashboard so that it looks like this. And this is what you would see, right? So we have the number of advertising leads, appointments requested, appointments booked. If you set your funnel up the proper way, it'll, you know, you have to, out of the 56 appointments, so 199 people raised their hand, right, and said they were interested in whatever this offer was. And then 56 people requested an appointment, which is a lot of people. Like, that's a lot of people saying, yes, they want to have an appointment. 22 actually booked the appointment, and then 6 showed up. Now, the other number here that was important was that there were 80 incoming calls, and 56 of them were first-time callers. It was the first time that they were calling us, and they were getting missed. So people were, you know, requesting an appointment and then calling us, and nobody was answering the phone. So now they're like, oh, well, this is not a real business. It's not legitimate. This is a scam. Like, all these, you know, these fears go through people's heads. And that's just for, okay, that's for a month. Yeah, and it's really upsetting to people. So, you know, and look, our Google business profile is working too. Like, this is a brand new business. This is, you know, within 2024. All of this was just set up in the last like 5 or 6 months. So 695 views of Google Business alone. You know, 591 on desktop and mobile. 104 came from map searches. 62 people went to the website. 17 people called us. Hopefully we answered the phone. I have no idea, because it wasn't until I saw these numbers and understood what the issue was that I realized how important not only web chat was, but responding to web chat via email, SMS, and answering the phone. And we can do all of those things for you just right from inside of NOLA. So the main message here is, one, make sure you have some sort of web chat. Please put a web chat. You don't have to use our system, but you need to use some system. You need a web chat on your website, okay? If you want to do something easy, the NOLA system is very easy. It's very relatively inexpensive compared to all the other things that are out there. But have web chat. And if you want us to answer your web chat, either the SMS and text, SMS and emails, or web chat messages that come in, and or phone calls, we can do that as well. So, you know, just let us know. But please, please, please set up web chat, and then, you know, have some sort of plan. If you're doing this completely solo and you're not going to hire somebody to help you to do it, your time frame for answering a question is less than 5 minutes. Okay, so whenever a message comes in, it needs to be answered within 5 minutes, and that's the standard that we have for our team. So if it's longer than 5 minutes, the probability of getting that person as a client deteriorates rapidly, and rightfully so, because they've already moved to the next business, and they're looking at somebody else's website and talking to somebody else's web chat who maybe is responding, and then you just lost that lead because of non-responsiveness. And that's not a criticism at all, because we're all incredibly, incredibly busy, and that's just the nature of the beast. But you do have to do something about it. You have to make sure that you have the right systems in place to capture any leads, because there's literally no point in running Facebook ads if you're not going to follow up with the leads, or you physically can't follow up with the leads. Don't bother running Facebook ads if you can't manage the leads, because it's actually worse for you, because you'll get a reputation. Oh, they don't answer the phone. They don't answer your message. They don't respond. They don't care about you. They'll make stuff up. They make up whatever their perception is. Some people might call and they perceive that you really don't care. You're just in it for the money and you don't have time to respond to someone like them, right? You can't help the perception that somebody has, but you can control the perception by putting the right systems in place to manage those things in the first place, because it's expected, it's anticipated, it's known that this is going to happen. So definitely get some sort of web chat on your website, like Superstat, and that can serve as your lead magnet. So that's one less thing for you to worry about. You don't have to rush around putting together incredible lead magnets, because the web chat captures the email address, and that is the sole purpose of a lead magnet, is to capture somebody's email address, because now you can send them an email sequence and a lead nurturing sequence, and lead magnets out the wazoo. Like you can do whatever you want once you have that email address. But the most important thing in marketing is to capture a prospect's contact information. How are we going to get in touch with this person? All right, so that is web chats. If you guys have questions, I'm always happy to answer them. You can certainly feel free to put them in comments section. But takeaway is absolutely get a web chat on your website today, if possible, because you don't want to lose any more leads. And if you need somebody to manage your web chat, we can help you with that. Just set up a call with us, and we'll let you know how we can do it. All right, guys, have an awesome day.